There is no man who has never looked upon a woman without desire. In Atticus's closing speech he argues, "A which, gentlemen, we know is in itself a lie as black as Tom Robinson's skin, a lie I do not have to point out to you. You know the truth, and the truth is this: some Negroes lie, some Negroes are immoral, some Negro men are not to be trusted around women, black or white. But this is a truth that applies to the human race and to no particular race of men. There is not a person in this courtroom who has never told a lie, who has never done an immoral thing, and there is no man living who has never looked upon a woman without desire." Should the last sentence end with and there is no man living who has never looked upon a woman without desire? Or and there is no man living who has never looked upon a woman with desire? I have 2 copies of To Kill a Mockingbird. One book has the first line, the other has the second line. I would like to know which sentence would make most sense in this context. Which one is correct?
If we parse from the right beginning with has never looked at a woman without desire and apply it to an individual man, call him Mark, then Mark has never looked at a woman without desire means that Mark desires every woman he sees. Mark has never looked upon a woman with desire means that Mark is not attracted to women. The left part of the sentence, there is no man living who, tells us that Mark does not exist. So either Atticus is saying there is no man who is a total nymphomaniac, desiring every woman he ever sees, that without meaning, or Atticus is saying there is no man who is unattracted to at least one woman, that with meaning. Neither of these really make his point. So parsing from the left is the only way to make a meaningful expression, and this is probably the most natural way to do it anyway. There is no man living who has never is identical to every man living has, at least once. In most cases, men look upon some women with desire and others without. Every man has looked at a woman without desiring her. Every man has looked at a woman with desire. However, only with makes the point Atticus was making. Every man has, at some point, looked upon a woman with desire. The correct version is, and there is no man living who has never looked upon a woman with desire. But in rhetoric, as opposed to logic, both ways would be understood. The phrasing is probably based on Matthew ch 5:28. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to desire her has already committed adultery with her in his heart.
I don't want to pick on anyone in particular, but for clarity's sake, I have to point out that Lawrence has it backwards. With the without version, what Atticus says can be expressed as: there exists X, MX, there exists T, there exists Y, W, Y, L, X, Y, T. Where MX means X is a living man. W, Y means Y is a woman. LABT means that A looks on B with desire at time T. If we minimize the scope of the negations, that expression becomes: for all X, MX, or there exists T, there exists Y, W, Y, L, X, Y, T. Or, for any entity, either that entity is not a living man, or there's some time when there's some woman whom that entity, man, does not look on with desire. Which is true, but, judging from the context in the novel, is not what Atticus meant. I suggest that the without was to begin with a typo.
Son of a chop, please read what in and sorry.